You're good too.
Yeah. Some, as I said yesterday, the flu is having its own
Okay.
thing, but we go manage them.
Small, small.
Go manage them.
Yeah. So when the system seeks you, you have to seek the system. I remember Lantam a few days ago was telling me about some signs he was getting about his health that he wasn't feeling too good, and he himself was saying that he needed to preempt and take the needed precautions and medications to ensure that he's not knocked down.
It's still not them.
It still knocked him. That's the point. Once you sense it, then you find out
We've
how
already
to
started the steps towards it, so
yeah, nice
it's
one.
another.
Nice
It's
one.
another. Anyway, it's been quite a cat and dogs rainy morning.
Oh yeah,
It's been quite thick with the rains today.
it's been raining.
Yeah, it's been raining.
It's been raining heavily, and we are in June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, June, July.
So we are in this is the light part.
Yeah.
So July, August, September will be the very heavy rains.
Yeah. So June, July is actually the season for drizzling.
Yeah.
So
No, it's actually May, June.
no, June, July.
I'm sure.
I remember very clearly.
It's true, June, July.
Yeah, June, July.
June, July.
That's how come they put the 2 months together. June, July. June, July. So it behaves like it's raining,
But
and
if-
then the weather clears, then it rains again.
Baba Bang, if this is drizzle, then I can't imagine what the heavy rains will be.
The change in the weather patterns.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is the season where you want the rain to stop for you to leave the house, but the rain will not stop. And if you decide, you see, it might deceive you that you can actually walk through. By the time you are through, you are
drenched.
wet.
Yeah.
Exactly. So basically, that's the season you find ourselves. But now, due to climate change, the patterns have actually changed.
Yeah.
So you might experience some heavy rains, as we are doing, even though you're supposed to just have drizzles. But at least the weather is quite calmer. It's colder a bit. And so if ECG decides to do its thing again, you are safe. One way or the other. I'm talking about the heat.
The lights going.
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Anyway, all right. I guess we can go through the headline. I mean, we've already had our bit on that shameful thing that happened between Dreams and RTU. But I think by now, the owner of the club RTU, the match commissioner, should be answering serious questions. Because this is so bad.
It's unthinkable. So like what? They won't find out? No, I'm coming on. See, there's something wrong. Because like what? So is that somebody genuinely believe that?
They could do this another.
And then nobody will find out.
Are you serious?
Like seriously?
Are you serious? 21st century. Especially when you see, and the reason that game was very important was that one of the teams was staring down relegation.
Yeah, and that's Dreams.
So I see. I just hope that this investigation is done thoroughly, and whoever is found culpable is dealt with.
Yeah,
because this is bad.
Very.
This is very, 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 very bad. If RTU were not to play the match, the points would have gone to Dreams FC anyway.
Yes.
Right?
That's it.
So, really,
just let the world know that you're having challenges with your players. Your players are rebelling because you are not paying their arrears.
Yeah.
You cannot play. Simple. So let's assume that if on their way there was an accident, nobody, of course, dies, but they are unable to make it to the venue. Wouldn't they have communicated to the FA that? That's the point. It's the same thing.
I wonder why this happened, honestly.
And trust me, if they had informed the FA ahead of time, I'm sure some arrangement will have been made to find some money to pay the players.
Of course.
So you let the players come and then play Trocan, no problem.
But wait, there are also questions to ask about how out of 18 clubs, that club alone is the one that's unable to pay its players.
No, there are many. Just that this is the story that has come out. There are many clubs, including the prominent clubs, you know. Yeah. You see, and we're talking about it, the challenges in managing clubs in Ghana.
See, we need to look at the business case for the league.
Yeah.
Because listen, first of all, what's the prize money, right?
Yeah.
To win, to avoid relegation.
Exactly.
Then TV rights.
Yeah. How much?
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
How much is it?
Yeah.
Compare all that against how much it costs to run a club for a season. Benchmark those two elements and come to a conclusion whether or not it makes business sense for clubs to even exist.
Yes.
Because I'm looking at us having the Premier League, Division 1, Division 2.
Yeah.
Then there's a certain cool's football.
Yeah, but then the female league.
Okay.
The women league.
So if we don't have the resources to be able to play a 3-tier football league system, can we have 2?
Okay, but even the premier tier, as you put it, we have now decided to even saddle them with much more burden. You know, now it's a requirement that every club in the Premiership, the Ghana's Premiership, should have a female team as well. You see,
even the male contingents are not having it easy.
You imagine the women team of the RTU, and if they decide to populate the team with other.
But RTU is a traditional club.
I wonder why they've allowed it to sink this low.
So shameful. Anyway, Daily Graphic banner headline: Purge toxic political space. I found your Market Edges Media. Was that at Meet the Press yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So he's calling on the media.
No. In fact, he also paid a courtesy call on the Graphic Communications Group.
Okay.
And then what's the name? New Times Corporation.
Okay.
Yeah, he visited them yesterday.
I
so I'm
see.
sure that's from there.
I see. Okay. So the quote he has here is that he's calling on the media to throw their weight behind national efforts to detoxify the unhealthy political atmosphere in the country to aid the cause of democracy. He said the present environment was too toxic, especially in an election year, stressing that the media must prompt politicians to be mindful of pronouncements that undermine peace and security and stability.
Yeah.
If we do not get pinned to do the right thing, we may think, for the sake of votes, we should say whatever we want to say.
Yeah.
And these do not help democracy. We've gone far.
Yeah.
But we can do better if issues of impunity are all addressed. And you, the media, will lead the charge and push us to do the right thing. So, fair call that when right is right must be mentioned. When wrong is wrong, they must be called out. However, I think that these are not just political actors. There's political leadership as well.
Yeah.
And leadership requires that before you say, help us to be better, do something yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The parties must come to a consensus on, look, there are some lines we don't cross.
Exactly.
We want the nature of our politics to be healthy, to attract the best in society, to come in and do politics. Not the politics that is who can shout the highest.
Exactly.
But it's a contest of ideas.
Yeah.
Who can better argue out their case without insulting?
That's true.
That, I think, must be something that we must work towards.
Yep.
And it's not just one side, both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides. Every political actor is guilty of this.
Yes.
There are some who you call the moderates. Then there are those you call the extremists, really.
Yep.
They will say things and you have to reel them in and say, no, this one.
Yep.
You are really crossing the line. Mm-hmm. So, fair call, but the weight of responsibility is equally on the politicians.
On the political class, yes.
Exactly.
Because the media actually reflects its society.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have the gatekeeping role to play as well.
Yeah.
No two ways about that.
Of course.
So, incendiary comment, obviously, will not be given oxygen or fodder, right?
Yeah.
But to stop you from making it in the first place should be the aim. And that should come from the political leadership.
Of course.
Usually what we see is that the rabble rousers get rewarded. See, whenever power changes hands, take a closer look at the very first people who get appointments.
Mm-hmm.
They were those who were shouting loudest in opposition. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And that's because people believe that they fought the hardest. They neglect the soft fight, those who were fighting behind the scenes and ensuring that the right things were done to secure victory. No, it is those who can't pay. Yes, boot for boot. Let's slug it out. Yes, those are the people that many believe are working in the interest of the political parties. Those who come out and issue threats. That's, yes, to the politician in Ghana, that's working. No, that's not. And trust me, with time, the voters have become discerning and they can tell. They can tell. Yeah. I'm sure you've heard this phrase that, oh, this gentleman is a fine politician. And that's the best compliment any politician can get.
Yeah.
A fine politician. We don't have many of such anyway.
It should be the norm and not the exception. Yeah. Anyway, NHI settles 300 million cedis claims. Government secures pact to suspend bilateral loan payments until 2026. And recoded GCB mobile app. GCB Bank's digital transformation innovation celebrated. That's the front page. Back page of the graphic this morning. Ghana EU Commission road project in Upper West region. And modern biomedical waste incinerator installed for Noguchi. And yeah, the picture is here with the insets given. Okay, that's for Daily Graphic this morning.
Okay, Daily Guide this morning. Show business model, DPP Des Nam 1. And that is the state prosecutors. Yes. Otunfo lost Baumia, you are respectful, humble. NDC kicks against free SHS bail. Oh, really? Dr. Kesela Tofosin released a statement yesterday. And he said the NDC is in support of any efforts to better the free SHS. But anyway, that's the headline here. NDC kicks against free SHS bill. Gamanche leads Clean Ghana campaign or Clean Accra campaign. Yeah, so that's it for the Daily Guide this morning.
All right, the Daily Post. Baumia rents crowd to follow him on his 3-day tour of Ashanti.
Oh, come on.
Each person got 200 cedis per day.
So, but okay, so we won't speak for the payment, no. But for Baumia, we need to rent a crowd in Ashanti region. If you talk about maybe Boston, yes, but to rent crowd in Ashanti region, it's a way. It's like saying that Mahama has rented crowd in the Volta region. That's what they are, la Baraka.
So you see, politique, huh?
Yeah.
Minority will support the free SHS bill. That's according to Clement Apak.
Yeah.
Okay. Minority issues 24-hour ultimatum to government to clear global fund drug stack at Tema Port.
And that one. See, so we're told that the containers do not contain essential drugs, right? But rather treated mosquito net.
Really? Yes.
Okay, so that's what government is telling us. Okay, so this is how Global Fund works. As a country, you actually apply for the items or the supplies you want. So everything in the container, right, was actually cleared with the government of Ghana before shipment was done. So government of Ghana is aware of the content of the container, whether it is treated mosquito net or not. Good. So go ahead and clear them. That's all. So now it's not about what you clearing is important. If it's not important, why did you agree that it should be shipped to you? So go ahead and clear them. We told that now that duties have been waived, right? But demurrages, because the containers have been there for more than 1 year. The penalty to pay by way of demurrages, it is what is needed now. If you've been able to waive the import duties, the demurrages, who are you paying them to? Still, the government of Ghana, right? Yeah. Go ahead and waive them and clear them. So this is a needless story to carry. I'm getting fatigued, to be honest with you.
Get it done
see, people have brought containers of supplies for you. Yeah. Do you need them? Even if they are mosquito net, do you need them or not? Go ahead and clear them. Why are we? In fact, we spent more than 6 months talking about this.
Yeah, instead of doing.
Charlie!
Get done already. Anyway. That's for the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Oh, last headline. Cecilia Paz, ex-maid demands all investigation documents on ex-minister husband from OSP. Really? Okay, all right. That's the Daily Post.
Okay, the Chronicle this morning. Baumia to Otumfuo, my government will focus on solar, railways, and why Senate wants to sell La Palm, Labadi hotels. And Alan Cash vows to transform the North with heavy investment in agriculture. Quotation for this morning, Ecclesiastes 8:11. When the sentence for a crime is not quickly carried out, people's hearts are filled with schemes to do wrong. So says the Lord.
The New Crusading Guide. Stop pressurizing Baumia to name running mate. Hackman, Uswajiman. Ablakwa's ugly noise exposed. Oversale of SNET shares in hotels to Rock City. Cocoa Board makes huge profits in 2023. Ghana reaches agreement with official creditors. NPP denounces act of violence, intimidation, urges parties to uphold peace in electoral process. And Otumfuo commends Bawumia's humility, supports presidential bid with prayers. That's for the new Crusading Guide newspaper.
The Inside this morning. 8 months into Israel's genocide in Gaza, the world mobilized for Palestine. And Hassan Ayariga, he says, is ready to buy ECG if government can't manage it. And looming health risk, EPA, Ghana Central Authority, Consumer Protection Agency warn against purchase of American paint. And fear of NDC's Na Koyo allegedly grips Hawa Kumsin Central Region NPP. And managing editor installed divisional chief in Ada. Okay, so managing editor for which paper? I'm sure it's the Inside. Let me find out. Managing editor guest chieftaincy title. So Dokucho family of the Tetekupo Kajanya of the Ekuaku Gate of the Kabia Weyumu clan has installed the former managing editor of the Transporter newspaper, Ebenezer Ekuaku, as the divisional chief for the clan. Mr. Ekuaku was installed divisional chief, that's Wechoyi, with the stool name Nene Dokucho Osakono. Okay. The fourth. Nene.
Of the Transporter newspaper,
Yeah, Transporter.
So he has now been transported.
Yes. For some strange reason, I think I never saw that paper. Or the paper was in transit.
No, I think the paper was the paper.
Yeah. Transporter. Transporting everything.
Yeah.
So that's it for the Inside newspaper.
All right. The Daily Dispatch. I know you can do the job if you are voted as president.
Okay.
Otumfuo to Bawumia. All right. Asanteman is MPP. Opoku Prempe on Bawumia's huge crowd in Ashanti.
Oh, okay.
Focus on Ghana's most swing seat. Greater Accra's Lejokuku. Those are the three headlines on the front page.
All right.
Of the Daily Dispatch.
The Daily Statesman this morning. Minister calls for, there's the final newspaper I have. Minister calls for heightened awareness in border areas. NPP faithful urge to stop pressuring Bawumia over running mate. Comes to the picture of Hackman Usajiman. Ghana secures landmark agreement with creditor committee. And Asante Hene praises Bawumia's humility, says power has not changed him. That is it for the Daily Statesman.
All right. I guess I can take you online now.
So okay, there's I think the other headline here. Minister calls for heightened awareness in border areas. Yeah, I think it's just Abu Jinapo. Yesterday he was in Parliament.
Okay.
Yeah, to talk about the Africa Border Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that was where some members of Parliament from the Volta region lamented the constant harassment that the residents on the border towns are facing, and usually it only comes when there's an election. So only election years. Ordinarily, no. And this is the arrangement there. So there's a community that has just a road serving as the border between, say, Ghana and Togo. Now, that community is made of, say, the same ethnic group, right? So they have one chief. So the chief has a jurisdiction in the part of the community that's in Togo, in the part of the community that's in Ghana. So, for instance, how do you tell that chief that he shouldn't vote in Ghana? How do you tell that chief that he shouldn't vote in Ghana? How do you tell the subject on the other side of the border, right, that they should not vote? So, for instance, Kwesi Bejira was talking about the uniqueness of such arrangement and the fact that the authorities must take cognizance of this fact, that these arrangements are out of the ordinary. So when you're dealing with such cases, you must equally treat them as such. Instead of lumping everybody together and saying that, oh, you are a Togolese or you are a Ghanaian. And I'm sure those on the Ghanaian side of the border equally face similar challenges when they move to the Togo side. But that's what it is.
And somebody says international chief.
He's an international chief. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Opako, good morning. So the headlines for starfm.com.gh. Mahama gives Black Challenge $10,000 for winning the AFCON 2024 Cup. Factometer. Have all senior high school students been given a free tablet?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the vice president, I don't know whether it's choice of words, but he said Ghana is the only country to give tablets to all students in senior high schools. And I'm emphasizing the word all. But that's not the policy. We're there. We actually launched the policy, the Smart School Project.
So the intent is to give all. But the truth is that it's being done in phases.
Exactly.
So schools are being selected. They're being given.
No, those that will benefit have already been selected.
Yes.
And then there's a timeline as to when they get DS.
And then the next batches also get DS as well.
Yes. Yeah. So it cannot be that all students.
As of present, no.
No. You get it. So that's, and even one school that is scheduled to receive, that's ATTC, right? Their timeline is passed, but they've not been given.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the story.
I just hope that for the tablets provision, the funds required to ensure that every student gets it is made available. That's important. Yeah. Because time and again we have seen great initiatives that are launched, started beautifully, and then due to delays in payment, those projects become stillborn. Yeah. So we have to, once we've committed to it, let's go the full hog, provide the funds required, have the tablets provided, have it have benefits for all these children, and improve education. That's bottom line.
Yes.
Cecilia Dapa's ex-maid demands all investigation documents on ex-minister husband from OSP. Minority gives government 24-hour ultimatum to clear containers of essential drugs stuck at the port. And Abesim murder case suffers adjournment over absence of jurors. All right. Take you to citynewsroom.com this morning. These are the headlines you find there. Facebook, YouTube, online trading companies must be taxed. That's according to Deputy Finance Minister.
No problem.
Yeah.
We're here.
That's Dr. Alex Ampabi.
Yeah. I think we saw communication to
that effect.
I think sometime even last year. Under Kenu Furiata. Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
Yeah, that has not changed. That has not changed. Yeah.
Lockdown medical supplies are mosquito nets, not TB and HIV drugs. Ministry of Health.
Yeah, that's the point. So clear them.
That's all. Amenfi East MPP parliamentary candidate granted bail, so he was arrested.
Okay. So at least, and then of course, yesterday we spoke to him, and then he said, because they were report that he was in custody. He said, no, he's been granted bail. He's going home. You see, I don't know why it's become very difficult for he himself and the people around him to do the needful and recognize the error.
It's politicians.
Right.
They think saying sorry is a sign of weakness.
And again, with Kwabena Mensah Abrampa, right, of the program manager for CDD.
Paul.
Abrampa Mensah, yes. He had mentioned that left to him alone, the party must even withdraw this gentleman's candidacy.
But we know this is Ghana.
Exactly. So wrong is wrong. And I've said this, but I'll repeat. That attitude of you've said something, right, has been put out there by a media house. And you know very well that you said what you said, right? But you recognize the difficulty in what you said. And pretending as if the media house just cooked the quotes for you. I said, no.
It is.
But Charlie, Ghana with day.
Yeah, this is Ghana. NIA strike will adequately address concerns of staff Kenatifa. NIA workers suspend strike ahead of crucial negotiations. No new taxes in mid-year budget. Deputy Finance Minister is saying so. And restoring Ghana's economy requires bold fiscal adjustment. That's according to the Institute for Economic Affairs, IEA. All right. Ibrahim.
Yes.
So, now that Parliament has resumed, what are the big bills that we should be expecting to be completed?
Oh, affirmative action, I'm sure the president will love to have it passed before he leaves. He actually promised to do it very first few months of his first term. That didn't happen. He apologized to the stakeholders. The bill is now before the committee. We told it's ready. So the report is supposed to be presented to the plenary. Again, the Almighty Free Senior High School bill it's not made its way to Parliament yet, right? But of course, that's equally expected to be addressed.
Is there a broadcasting bill before the House?
Yes.
Where are we on it?
Still has not been taken as of yet. Again, we expect an IOCO bill. We're told that the current act governing the activities of IOCO comes with some challenges, and so there will be the need for some amendments. So the IOCO bill is also expected to come. Together with other, of course, there is also the budget bill that is expected in Parliament, among other things. Again, the constitutional amendment bill seeking to give dual citizens the right to hold certain portfolios, including being members of Parliament. It's also it's a privately sponsored bill, but it's also expected to be given attention this time around. Yes. So these are the main issues.
So busy times ahead.
Busy time, then of course, depending on what happens in court, the almighty Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, yes, is expected to have a final, and that is if the judiciary doesn't do what we think it will do, and that's to drag this in eternity. That's what we think it will do. It can surprise us, no problem, but it is what it is. Yeah.
His name is always Ibrahim Alassane. He will always. Hey, mischief kid. Oh, Babang, that's too much. Anyway, I guess that should do it for our news review this morning.
Definitely.
We'll go for a break. When we return, we'll find out what's happening in the courts today. We have a lot to bring this morning, a lot to discuss, a lot to go through. We're back after the break. Stay with us. You're listening to Morning Star.